Hey, welcome to my Salvage Ranger show, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Just because I wanted to call it something. I'm getting ready to look through. There's a bunch of flooring and beadboard. Some of this stuff is 5-inch, longleaf pine, really tight grain. And there's lots of other kinds of stuff. So I'm going to kind of get a little closer shot for you. I'll switch the camera around. Some of you might be interested in some of these batches, not just for yourself, but maybe for some of the people you know. You got some projects going on where some 5-foot long longleaf pine with all the original milk paint. Just sand that lightly, put some oil on it, good to go. This is 5-inch tongue and groove flooring. You can mix it in, literally if you're over a subfloor, get really good usage out of it. There's other floorings in here. There's also a lot of beadboard, beaded wood and painted with long, beautiful old milk paints. Some of that up there that you see, yeah. What is all that? That's called longleaf pine beaded. You see like wainscot. A lot of people have different terminology for different things. Yeah. So I'm going to show you a little closer here. There we go. So when you're looking at some of this from way up there, you see the really tight grain. That's a flooring. That's a thinner version, and the thicker version, a little bit mixed together. In the middle, that's a beaded wood. And it's beaded on both sides and dark, never been painted. That's pretty unusual, right there in the middle. And when you see something like that, it's pretty easy to estimate the amount of quantity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. And then you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows across. And if you figure that up together, 9 rows, that's 45 pieces, and those are at least 7 foot long. So 45 times 7 is 280 plus 35, about 310 linear feet. Divided by 4 gives you about, right close to 80 square feet, probably 78 square feet. And look at how nice that is. Yeah, both sides, dark, beaded, called double-sided, double beaded, and it's in a fairly narrow size. Now some of these, when you look at them on the ends, they're narrow, they're thin, but they're single bead. That's a single bead as opposed to a double bead, one in the center and one on the side. I like that nicer. You see many times a lot more grain show through. Some of this over here you'll see is just flooring. It's lower grade, nice on the walls. Some of them good on the floors, and you can see down here all the beautiful colors. And there's 5-inch beadboard in the middle, as opposed to some of the others. 3 1/4 is typical. Now, why am I showing you all this? Because during this month, you'll be able to go ahead and get, recognize the greens. I don't know how the color works in here, but all that beautiful green beaded flooring, not beaded, green flooring. It's got the milk paint on it. Some of those pieces are pretty cool. Over in the back, way in the back on the bottom, you see 5-inch antique 1890s maybe longleaf pine, and it's only been milk painted. And so you see some of that beautiful green, light sanding, and you have yourself incredible boards. But now take a check out. Look at that length. Almost 16 foot, 18 foot lengths. And some of the stuff you'll see like this has really nice grain and length. Look at that, 12 footers, no problem. How about 16 footers? You know how rare it is to find 16 foot long antique beaded? Now here you'll see the tacks. A lot of people love these tacks actually. This is in a beautiful purplish French gray. Nice, a batch in this case of maybe 70 square feet, enough to do a nice big wall, 7 by 10. Some of you don't know, but this is a very thick flooring made out of cypress. This was used, you see how the tongue was, for porches. So there's a lot of room to wear on the porches, and it didn't expand and contract a lot. So these are very hard to find for replacement boards in that thickness. I just happen to have a bunch, and we'll go ahead and sell it. It's a little more expensive than the regular flooring, but it's because it lasts so long. Now, you'll also see down here some of this fairly wide, again, tongue groove flooring. That's a good 6 inches. Very hard to find, probably 10 foot, 12 foot lengths. Another small batch, maybe 50 square feet. In the back, some of those middle batches of 5-inch 1870s longleaf pine. Those, there's big batches, several hundred square feet. I'm about to go ahead and pull out of here, but I'm actually after some of this. Now this is a full 1-inch thick cypress. More of it over there. These are actually the door casings. That's why this cut out of here. In early doors in the 1800s. If you're restoring something like that, if you had a burnout, oh my goodness. Try to find any of this stuff, guys. You're in Lockhart that just had the burnouts. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Over in Seguin, just had a burnout. Guess what? I've got all the original parts. Are you gonna do that, or are we gonna go back plastic? I don't know, but this I do know. This is beautiful blues, greens, 5-inch wide, and oh my goodness, close to 20 foot long. Original ceilings. Some of this you can see the blue down here hidden underneath this junky paint that wants to come off very easily, and the paint underneath it. Oh my gosh, that's the pretty stuff. Now see how ugly that is? Watch. All it takes to get it off there, it almost comes off. Now you want to catch all that and go ahead and keep it with a dust collector, vacuum system. Look at the greens. Oh, gorgeous. Once you coat those, good for life. Here's some in that purple, reddish purple, purplish. Very hard to find. Ah, more green. Now, batches of shorts. This would be in the under 7 foot, 8 foot categories. This is that porches, for nice porches, back porches. Very hard to find thick stuff in cypress. You know, nowadays, honestly, I doubt you get it for less than $10 or $15 square foot, and I could sell it to you right now for close to like $6 square foot, with if you're a member, if you're a paid member with the discounts. But you're only supposed to find that out if you're a paid member, and that's not many people. The rest of you people still make great progress on your projects. That's all. I mean, you see the paint on it means it's virgin, never been sanded. It was on the walls or ceilings, and so it's full 1 7/8 thick. Over here, when you see this mill mark, means I made it in my sawmill. And a lot of times, that's even in a pine and in oak. But if you look back in the distance, yeah, piles and piles available. This over here next to me actually milled out of an oily old floor out of the old Cuero cotton mill. And this was 5-inch thick stock, and I made flooring out of it. This is in the Blue Moon on the floor, and also in others. But you can see the oil still saturated. And this was in the cotton warehouse for 100 years. Makes great stuff. Got some pieces of that left in there, and then some beautiful white stuff on the bottom. It's all flooring. It was on the walls, milk painted white, and that is going to be incredible. Sand that down a little teeny bit, put the oil on it, and that's a whole, goodness, almost a living room floor right there by itself. Somebody's coming tomorrow, wants 150 square foot. In the long 5-inch, I have it. In the 2 1/4 inch, I have some. In oak, I have some. So, this is about the end of our little video, but I did want everybody to know that there's some real cool goodies over here. That's actually very thick beaded wood that can be used for cabinets and stuff. It's so thick it's actually lumber, and it's beaded on both sides. Double-sided, double beaded. In the old days, that would be your wall going between the living room and the dining room. The tongues and grooves would be tight, and it would only be nailed at the bottom and the top. In this case, that was a wall. You can tell there's 1, 2, 3, 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 3 of them 9, and that makes 12, 13, 14 pieces roughly. 5 inches across, 7 foot wide wall, 10 foot tall. 7 foot by 10 foot tall wall of wood, beaded on both sides, and most likely of some delicious color. Blues, looks like that you could use. Isn't that sweet stuff? In the distance you can see some more. That's what I want you to know. All right. How was that? Did you learn a little bit about how longleaf pine was milled? Crazy. Oh yeah, by the way, outdoor 1/4 inch plywood, 4 foot by 8 foot sheets. A little bit dirty, but guess what? You can bend that around and make roofs like you see over there. You just glue the layers together and you make a 3/4 inch gypsy wagon roof. Why would you want one of those? Because they're cool, because they're super strong, because you can bend the metal over the top of it. All sorts of reasons. You should think about it. I got the metal, I got the plywood, and guess what? I can sell it to you for less than Home Depot can. It's good stuff, old stuff. I have something that has nails in it. I can sell it to you for, if you want to pull the nails out and we get good sheets out of there, I think we can. $8, $10 a sheet. $8 a sheet. See what they look like. And if the nails are already pulled out of them, $15 a sheet. But that's nice stuff. You can bend it, you can put it out in the weather, you can put it together and make 3/4 inch plywood out of 3 pieces. So what's that? If you got it for $15 a piece, but you have bent, laminated, 3/4 inch plywood roof that you could then put your metal on and no hail short of softball size would make it through your roof. Does that sound like a cool idea to you? It does to me. Think about these things. Think about it fast. I'm going to sell off as much of this as I can, as soon as I can, so that I can go ahead and do some other things. I want some help. I'm looking for some people to sign on board to go ahead and sell stuff. The more you sell, the more you get paid. And if you don't sell nothing, you don't get nothing. That's the best way to make it. But also, if you sell it and you pack it, you make more. If you ship it, you make more. If you and your family can make it all happen, you make even more. The idea is to go ahead and set up a bunch of family businesses. You know what I mean? People working together to take this and turn it into stuff. I got a few more ideas. I got a few more things I want to go show you, all right? Stick with me. Watch the next video, please. Check your like. Make sure somebody knows you were here. And if you want to come help, you might come help and get materials in return. Like, I got to straighten up that pile. Once I get a forklift over here, I need a forklift. If you want to barter a forklift, I need a good forklift right now. Okay, see y'all later. You have a good day.